crazies out of the government. We need our Congress for everyone's benefit. The 1%, they just take what they like. We've got to show up and vote for our rights. So vote in November. Vote, a time to remember. Vote, but don't be late. Vote, don't procrastinate. It's our country, our democracy. We can't afford mediocrity. If we do nothing, our hope floats away.
Good to go, baby.
Get up off of that.
Get up off that thing. It's time for a Blue Dot family meeting. I hope y'all have had a wonderful day. But let's get this thing going. Randy Peterson. Woo! Pig! Buddy was first one to jump in, followed by Nancy Halverson. Dwayne Twizzle is in the room. Bruce Preston is here. The remixtress is with us. Deborah Douglas, thank you for being here. Dorothy Tyndall is here. The smart-ass squaws amongst our midst. Thank goodness. We need that. Nana Lovely. Tammy, hope you're doing fine, darling. And Jay Clayton closed up a couple of big, huge deals out in San Diego and Portland and Seattle and all that shit. He is just cooking. And him and Steph are going to have a virtual date for dinner in a little bit. Well, ain't you just a romantic little dog, you? I swear, man. Hard to keep up with his ass. My neighbor Tracy Tobias is here. Donald Ware. Karen Van Wyck. Boy, howdy, that almost came... It almost came out wrong. Boy, howdy shit. Carol Gillens is here. Our own Bernadette Pre, thank you very much. Doug Schuff. Let me see. Oh, shit, I got to get down here. Mark Perkins is with us. Let me click on this button down here. And let me see. Jeanette Miller, thank you for being here. There's Suzanne Jarrett, thank you. And Jeanette Miller. Anyway, I hope y'all have a good day. I've had a so-so day. Yeah. But before I get started, I want y'all to know that I am joined on the set tonight. Y'all can't see him, and I really don't want to disturb him right now, but if y'all know the story of, oh shit, that thing better not turn red. Oh crap. The story of Little Bit, the little kitten that we rescued and had to bottle feed and who grew up, and all of a sudden she got pregnant, and well, we have Eenie, Meenie, Miney, and Mo. I don't know what sexes they are, but we got 4 brand new little kittens in the house. They're right underneath my feet down here. Mama is doing an outstanding job. And Vicky she just thinks she's mama too. And it is so cute. This big pit bull has got her face shoved down there in that basket and licking not only Little Bit's face, but licking little babies and stuff. And Little Bit is just tickled to death with it. It's just so cute. I'm not letting her do it too much, but I do want them to be comfortable around each other. But anyway, so much for the Pretty Old household and what's going on. What's going on in the world? Well, amongst my duties today, I've been thinking about a little something that's been bothering me. So I'm just going to spit this out. And it has to do with Kansas, baby. Kansas recently passed passed a law up there, not passed a law, I don't know if it's a law or what it is. They voted on abortion. They don't want they want abortion to be legal. Let me get my mouth running here. to be legal in Kansas, and that surprised everybody. It surprised the hell out of me because Kansas is a ruby red state, baby. It's Republican through and through, just about. But here they are. They voted to keep abortion legal, and just that vote keeps pecking at my mind as the difference between legislators in the constituents of a state, between the party that's in power and the people that live there. And Kansas points out, yes, it's Republican through and through in their house, but yes, yet this passed, and it shows you the disconnect between the issues themselves. When we elect a representative and it's a Republican or a Democrat, then they usually vote party lines and whatnot, but not everybody within that party, whether it be either side, actually agree on every issue within the party's platform. And so we get this mixed mash of votes that come up, and sometimes they pass, sometimes they don't. I'm just thinking, if they put the abortion issue on the ballot in Alabama, let's say, and it was a standalone issue, do you think it would pass? Personally, I think it would. I think it would. If they allowed the people to vote on a particular issue. But that's not the way it works in most of our states, and damn near all of them. I'm surprised Kansas even had a standalone issue on the bill. But like here in Texas, it's solid red, and they want to keep it that way. And gerrymandering is just the least of the avenues that they'll go here. Money runs deep here in Texas in politics, baby, and certain people get to decide who's going to be on the ticket even. And if you don't fit their bill, they don't want you. But anyway, it is it's a strange relationship that we have in this country with the between our legislators and the actual people that are in the state, and what those feelings in that state might be. And I'm clicking on stuff over here. I'm momentarily distracted because I want some company up here. It's been a rough day, Mr. Chick. How are you doing, darling?
I'm doing fine. It wasn't too rough on me today.
Nah, well, good. I'm glad to hear that.
Other than the dogs. They're always beating on me.
Mine has been a pretty busy day all day. But, and man, it's been hot. It was 97 here, and it's like a heat index of burst into flames. And it's
I'm sorry
pitiful.
to hear that. It was nice
it'll take it out of you real quick,
It will.
And but yeah, I'm sweated out today already. Bernadette, how are you, darling?
I got a mouthful of strawberry ice cream.
Really?
I'm all right.
You're all right. You're doing just fine. Got a mouthful of strawberries. Did you pick them strawberries?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
This is Haagen-Dazs.
Okay.
Just bought a little cup when I was at the gas station where they were molesting me. Something terrible. So I need an ice cream for that because it's just, we have it on bake here in Northern California today. So,
On bake? Yeah, that's the way it is all over the place.
Yes.
I've seen it. Where am I?
So I need an ice cream. My taste buds was hot.
I'm looking for a particular story because somebody just mentioned something. DeSantos is a full-blown fascist dictator. He rules by the rule book of Orban of Hungary. And by the way, guess who was Speaker up at CPAC up in Dallas?
Yes.
Are you?
Isn't that a shame? These people have no bottom.
No.
Okay.
No.
They are making it clear to American people what they are all about, and I hope more Republican people in these states see what their state governments are doing.
Yeah.
And do like the people did in Kansas and say no to that bullshit. Vote these fuckers out.
They need to get items on the ballot, standalone items, like Kansas did with the abortion issue. I don't think they're gonna be trying that one anymore, John. That didn't work too well for them. I don't have any faith in it, no, because we're not gonna do it. Alabama is not going to put it on the ballot and let their people, they're going to let their legislators do it.
No,
Same way
but
in
their
Texas.
legislature will handle it for them
Yes.
because they don't. See, that's the thing. What happened in Kansas is indicative of across this country. 2/3 of the people of this country want to keep abortion safe and legal.
Yeah.
Because I keep saying, Republican and conservative women need health care,
yeah, the same
reproductive
way.
health care too.
Yes.
Okay?
And stories like the one I saw on, I don't know, I think it was on, I don't know, it might have been the New York Times, I read it.
But Democrats need to raise this issue every chance
they get. Every chance
we
they get.
should be the ones putting it on the ballot.
Because they're not done yet. We know they're not done. They're going to come
No.
for marriage equality. They're coming.
No.
They're coming for contraception, and they want to back up. That's why Viktor Orban's up there speaking. The only thing missing in that room were the white hoods. I swear. The Republican
Do
Party.
they really need them now?
Not really.
They identify themselves.
Just
We know who they are.
If you identify as Republican, I already put it on your head in my mind. If that's where you're going, because it's disgusting. The guy's a white nationalist. He even talked about the mixed races up there. That's not good. And the only thing he wants in his country are white Europeans. That's it. Nobody else. And that's what the Republicans
want in this country.
Exactly. That's exactly what they want in this country.
That is the bottom line of "Make America Great Again." That was no motto. That was a dog whistle.
And it worked, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
To a certain percentage of our population, it worked real good. That bothers me. I got a red light over there on my OBS. Well, let me thank Karen Van Wyck. Came in with a $3 donation. Thank you very much. And said, Brittany got 9 years. Brittany?
Yeah.
She got 9 years?
Brittany Griner got
Oh, yes, Brittany Griner. Yes, she did.
0.7 grams of vape in her pen.
Yep.
Pretty much one little load.
Right.
I think everybody was expecting it. But now, hopefully, we can move on to a prisoner swap. Because they weren't going to do a prisoner swap until this was over. So now it's over. Let's get on with the swapping.
That only works if Russia plans on playing, and they don't plan on playing.
I don't think they are. They're trying to hesitate because they want more. They want some guy out of Germany that's in.
And we got nothing to do with that.
Yeah, we got nothing to do with Germany. We can't walk over to Germany and let him out of prison over there. No, they're trying to play a stall game, and they're going to use her because she's big in the news, and they're going to try to use it as much as they can. But
damn shame. I'd be terrified.
Orban said that people can mingle with each other but not mix. And he's just a lovely character. Hey, guess what I got?
Did you get mail?
No, I didn't get mail. I'm looking for mail. But I have a button.
Kitty.
I got a button.
You got a button?
I got a button.
You got. It's not a red button.
No, it's not a red button.
It's a button you could push.
It's a two for blue button. And there she is, Sherry Beasley, running for Senate in North Carolina. She is a former Supreme Court justice of the North Carolina Supreme Court, and she is running out there. We're gonna get our two for blue going. I'm gonna try to start off with states that there are certain states that we got to really look at that we have good possibilities at. Wisconsin, we have Pennsylvania, Ohio, North Carolina. The possibility of getting Florida exists. These are races that are in red states where we need to get together and try to support the Democratic candidates running right now to get them in November.
Pennsylvania.
I talked to Bill Joins yesterday, so I thought I'd kick it off with Bill's own state and start off with Cherry Beasley. If you got a few extra bucks and you're wanting to get into the political game, baby, that's a good place to put it. And so think about donating a little bit to her campaign. and because we need to take the Senate by more than what we have right now. This 50-50 split gives too much power to one senator, and we've seen it with Joe Manchin, and now we're watching it with Christine Sinema. You know, one senator can hold it up for
Yep,
anything.
we need a majority,
Yes.
a full majority that we can get some work done, because we can see that if allowed, the Democrats can pass things, and we do, even on a bipartisan level. We'll negotiate with those freaking idiots over there,
Yeah, we can do that.
because it's the right thing to do, John.
It is. It is. Right now, I'm looking over here at 538 website, and the 2022 Senate forecast, updated August 4th, has the Republicans winning 41 seats and the Democrats winning 59.
Wouldn't that be something?
That would be great, baby. That's one away from 60.
Wouldn't that be something?
That would be a
So, yeah,
filibuster breaker
if you
right
got
there.
an extra $2, throw it to Sherry. Let's
Go-
get her
yeah,
elected.
let's get her elected.
in the situation where we could get some work done.
This is where we have to start paying attention to November. It's 98 days away, I think, like that, 97, something like that, away from November 8th. And so, yeah, we need to really step it up if we can to help the candidates that are out there, and try to get them elected. Because if not, it's going to be a rough road. If we maintain 50-50, it's still going to be a rough road. Look at the bullshit we're going through now. You know, well, I have high hopes that Christine Sinema is going to come around. They're acting like they're confident that she will. But she wants to play with that 15% minimum tax rate for corporation on hedge fund managers and stuff. Really? That's what you're worried about? Hedge fund managers?
And that will stop if we get 54 seats in the Senate. That will stop.
That will not. Yeah, we only need to pick up 4. 3 would do, but 4 would solidify it. And that's
Yes.
doable. You know, Ron Johnson up in Wisconsin, come on, man. The guy's a treasonous asshole that still thinks he can stay in there. You know, Wisconsin needs to wake up and throw his ass to the curb. Pennsylvania, we're looking at Fetterman over there. Looking good. Looking
He
good.
is looking good.
And today on the radio when I was in town, I was listening to, well, thank you very much. I was listening to the breakdown here in Texas of Greg Abbott is still slightly ahead, but Beto O'Rourke has been gaining ground here lately, and the possibility exists since the first time in since 93 or something like that, that this state would fall to the hands of a Democrat governor. Because Greg Abbott, he's got a real good knack nowadays of pointing out how asshole of a person he is.
Yeah.
You know, he's batting 1,000 when it comes to a jackass. Let me send out
He'd be better off.
I agree.
and let me send out a quick thank you to Nana Lovely, our own Tammy. And thank you very much. Came in with $5. Said, great minds, Pre. I had a PB Sunday because New York hit 101 with 87% humidity, no air conditioning, but keeping home comfy and dark, LOL, and drinking lots of HTO and sweet tea. Baby, take care of yourself,
Yep.
man. This is brutal.
Those are my drinks, water
Yeah,
and tea.
Water and tea. Well, I'm heavy. I'm heavy on the tea anyway. Well, I argued to my wife. It's water. We just run it through some tea bags first. That's all.
It's fine. It's liquid. It's liquid.
It's liquid. I'm keeping myself
Hey.
hydrated.
Stay hydrated out there. It is too hot
It
for
is. It is brutal.
everybody.
Hey, did y'all see Dick Cheney's ad? Darth Vader's
I
running
didn't.
Ooh.
I
No.
didn't see what he said. What I heard his name was in the news. What did he say?
Let me
I know it wasn't good.
Yeah, he said Trump was a coward. He knew he lost. Everybody knows he lost. Most Republicans know he lost. He tried an uprising and it failed. And he's a coward. Yeah. So he put that ad out there, and I was the first time I ever looked at Darth Vader and went, well, I agree with
That's
that fella.
interesting.
Yeah, I never
Well,
agree with
He's
Dick
upset
Cheney.
his daughter, Dick in a wig, is being attacked.
Yeah. Well, he's sticking up for his daughter. She's facing a tough. Well, she's probably going to lose Wisconsin. Unless,
Probably.
She is.
I mean, not Wisconsin,
She's
Wyoming.
way behind. She's way behind up there, which is surprising. She's a Cheney. Holy
You'd think
shit!
she'd be a shoe-in, but no,
You
no,
would
no.
think.
I think Wyoming is pretty ate up with Trumpers, with Second
Maggot
Amendment maggots that just want to come out and overthrow the government. That's what I'm afraid a lot of Wyoming is.
Yeah.
It is sparsely populated. A lot of ranchers. A lot of good old boys wave the flag and I'm sure have a Bible laying on the dash of their truck. I have no doubt. It's
So, John, you were talking about Kansas and how happy you were about them voting on the abortion
indeed.
issue. Michigan is working on having something on the November ballot.
Really.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm hoping other states take note of that.
Yeah,
and
because
try to push that.
we have a 1931 law on the books, the Michigan Constitution, that bans, abortion and whatever. And when Roe v. Wade went in, that took precedent and sort of slid that 1931 law, into the closet.
Right.
But it's back out again now because of what the Supreme Court did. And people have moved, well, actually it was 750,000 signatures, which they say is a historic record,
Right.
that they've collected to try in hopes of having an amendment appear on the November ballot to override that 1931 law. But we'll see what happens.
We'll see what
there,
happens,
they
but-
can-
Yeah, there's I hope other states, other places try to push that initiative onto a ballot. Because they're saying leave it up to the states. Okay, let's leave it up to the people who live in the states, not the legislators.
Right.
Because Kansas points to the deal that they don't always agree. Just because you have a Republican legislator in your state doesn't mean that that's what your desires are, your wishes are. So yeah, let's hope Michigan gets it on there.
Well, and the other thing is, I was looking at some of the census information, and women do outnumber men.
Yeah.
Yes, go figure. And just like
in
Bernadette
general.
said, Republican women want health care too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Access to health care. I was just trying to find a story, but I can't find it right now because Maria Betancourt brought it up about DeSantis, and I read a story earlier. He fired, oh Lord, he fired I want to say an investigator. Maria Betancourt, where are you in the chat? She'd been talking about that, and I saw a part. He really come out of the woodwork with some. He fired somebody. Damn it! I couldn't find the story here, and I seen it earlier. It said right in the headlines, Ron DeSantis a dick. It said it right there. I'm waiting on Maria to come back.
I'm not seeing it in anything.
I saw it earlier, and it's an outright attack on. I want to say an investigation.
He fired a Tampa prosecutor who took a stance against criminalizing abortion providers.
He fired him
Oh.
because he refused to do
Suspended
it,
him.
to criminalize
Yeah.
abortion.
Right.
So Ron DeSantis fired him.
Yes.
There's some more of that dictator shit coming
Or
out.
suspended him.
Suspended him.
Yes.
Boy, howdy. There's more involved in that, though, because I remember seeing not only that, but there was something else that he was involved in, the investigation, that was looking into something else, and it all goes out the window. Yeah, you want to... she said he did something today. Yep. Yeah, he fired that... who'd you say? The investigator? Prosecutor.
He is a Tampa prosecutor who refused to criminalize abortion providers.
Well, I guess we know where he stands, huh? That's where the Republican Party, they don't want a democracy, baby. They want an authoritarian dictatorship is what they want. And it doesn't
They
matter
want to
whether...
stay in power.
Yes.
They want to stay in power.
At whatever
and,
means that
and,
takes.
You know, whatever it takes. And if that means denying you your rights to fucking exist. I mean, you know, he's gone after gay people. He's gone after transgender athletes and children in school and
Yeah.
teachers.
He showed his ass in the. But he's going for the Trumpers. That's who he's going for.
Oh, absolutely.
'Cause
He's
I
MAGA
think
all the way.
He
wants to be a bigger maggot than Trump.
He's thinking that Donnie Boy, one way or another, is not going to be able to run. He might throw his hat in the ring, but he's not going to make it to the end of the race. So Ron wants to position himself to be able to jump right in there. And, Death and Sense. Yeah, he's got a lot of nicknames, that asshole. But that's what he's trying to do.
He also says that monkeypox is not a thing; it's being overblown. It's a hoax, like COVID was.
Florida needs to get their shit to get rid of Marco Rubio, get rid of his dumb ass. What was he saying the other day about the marriage equality? I think it was vote or something. He said it was just a waste of time. I think it was marriage equality or something. Or discussion. Let me think. Shit, I don't know. I've got babies at my feet. What do you want me to think about? I'm looking down there and make sure everything's fine. Mama came in and now she's over there.
Well, they're just they're out of control. You know, especially in Florida, especially in Texas. You know, they're out of control. You know, this shit that the Republicans pulled off with the PACT Act, that pissed veterans off. They're going to keep pissing off these demographics that they need to get their asses elected. And they're going to find that they're going to, they may be getting elected in the primaries, but you still got the general to go through.
Yeah.
They pissed off more than just the veterans. They pissed off the veterans' wives and brothers and sisters and mothers and fathers.
But, you know, that little episode there,
they should.
We should take note of that. Because what did we do? With the help of somebody like Jon Stewart, who really stood out in this, no doubt. But we turned around and shoved it up their butt. We yelled and screamed. There wasn't a word thing. This was all done because Joe Manchin signed on to Joe Biden's bill. And
it was
the Republicans,
done in complete retaliation.
That's exactly what it is. And we pointed it out and we shoved it up their ass, and they had to change. You know, the Republicans don't have a policy on anything. They don't have a platform. The only thing they're running on is that Donnie won in 2020, you know, and that's what most of what we're seeing in the Republican field out there, including the
And not only is that fake news, but it's old fake news.
Old
so
fake
y'all
news.
Need to get with
It's
program.
disproved, but yet, you know, look at a state like Arizona. All of them, from the governor to the attorney general, the secretary of state of Arizona, they're all Trumpers. They're all election deniers.
Yes, but Arizona's still trying to overturn the 2020 election.
They're still trying to litigate it. Are you shitting
I take hope in a state like Kansas, who said no, you're not gonna override the will of the people.
What was the name of the man who testified at the January 6th hearings? Was it Bowers? Is that his name, from Arizona?
Yes.
Bowers.
He came up the other day and actually called them, I don't know did he call them thugs? Or thuggery or something?
Thuggery, I think it was thuggery.
He lost his bid for, he was running for state secretary or Congress. He lost his bid for that. You know, Trump is going to make sure that anybody who spoke out against him or did anything against him gets primaried in the rest of these primaries. That's what he's about.
Well, then he's free to talk all the shit he wants about them, because that's what he was doing. He was calling everyone in Arizona, even the sheriffs and stuff, there's thugs. They're thugs. They're it's like, okay.
It's too hot down there. These people have lost their fucking minds.
They have. But then Merrick Garland stepped up, and the Justice Department filed a lawsuit challenging Idaho's abortion law, saying it's too restrictive.
Good.
So we'll see how that goes.
We'll see how that turns out.
Yeah.
Hey, did y'all see?
Because they were going to restrict even the women suffering medical emergencies. They weren't going to allow any intervention there.
And Joe has come out and said that if a woman is having a medical emergency, federal law trumps state law in every day of the week, and
Yep.
and providers cannot deny her care.
One of the news outlets highlighted a story about a young lady who had miscarried. Not the fetus died in the womb, and she had to go to 3 separate doctors for 3 separate sonograms, and have 3 separate doctors verify that the baby had died before they would allow her to get an abortion, to have the fetus removed. But that journey took 3 weeks. Can you imagine the heartbreak of that
No,
young
I
woman
can't.
having to walk around for 3 weeks, already knowing the deal, already knowing
Not only that, but each time it's like another twist
it's
of the
another
knife in
twist
your
of the knife.
heart. Got to do it again.
Not only that,
It's
but she's
heartbreaking.
running the risk of becoming
Infected,
sepsis
yeah, septic.
Yeah.
and possibly dying her own self because she's walking around with dead
And
tissue
for what
inside her.
reason? To satisfy some jackass who thinks their God is more important or something?
Republican man who wants to have control over women's
That's exactly
body.
what it is.
Mm.
Some guy with a
Yep.
pecker who thinks he knows everything a woman should be able to do. It's pitiful. Maria Betancourt came in with a $10 donation, said, DeSantis suspended state attorney Warren for not prosecuting abortions, for defending gays against doctors who refuse them, and refuses to prosecute the anti-riot law. I knew there was more there again. Thank you, Maria Betancourt. It was for suspending the state attorney and for not prosecuting abortions, and for defending gays against doctors who refuse them care.
Which is what a district attorney is supposed to do. These laws, see, John, it ain't about. It's about putting these laws on the books. I've said this before because it's going to take decades to get them off. As long as the laws are there, they stay in control.
Yes.
Whether the law is constitutional or not, this besides the point. Once it gets there, it has to go through the process of being declared unconstitutional through the state and possibly the Supreme Court before it gets removed from law. But the damage that's done in the time that it takes to go through that is life-threatening to a lot of people out there.
It is such a heartbreaking ordeal what this country is having to go through, because those kind of stories. Nina Gonzo just said that her daughter's friend had a miscarriage and her parents had to threaten the hospital with a suit. You know, that's the difference. You know, all these self-righteous Republicans who stand up for the sanctity of life could give 2 shits about the breathing person, the person that's here and breathing in their rights. They're only concerned with the unborn because they're the only ones that can stand up for it. There's no argument there. Nobody wants an abortion.
Let them get back into power in Congress, and they're going to try to get rid of Obamacare for once and for all. That's going to be their move, is getting rid of Obamacare once and for all.
Along with Social Security, Medicare, and anything else.
Yes.
Hey, I seen George Murray go by.
Off.
George, I did that thing. Me and George talked on the phone today. I did that thing, George. So good to go, buddy. I'm sorry, Bernadette. I just wanted to let George know.
George is my buddy. I just need to say, hey, George, what's up?
I talked to him on the phone today. Had a nice chat. Anyway, where was we? Oh, yeah, the rat killing in Florida. It is so heartbreaking, the abortion issue, because nobody wants an abortion. There's nobody out there trying to have sex to get pregnant just so they could go get an abortion. You know, the religious right just,
if you're out there and you're having sex outside of marriage, that's the problem.
They don't want you to have that either. If they had their way, I guarantee there'd be some law. You can't make it a pokey unless you go get married. And they'll have pokey police out there, I guess, poking around me and seeing if you're making pokey. I don't know. If they could, they would. You know they would, some of them. Shit. Are you shitting Maria Betancourt came back with another $5 and said that state attorney Warren, who DeSantis fired, is a Democrat. Well, of course it is.
Of course he is.
That's because he wouldn't prosecute abortion.
Hey, Bernadette
cases.
fell out of the
Thank
room.
you, Maria. Thank you, baby. You could put that in the chat though. I don't want you to.
So the other good news today
More
is,
good news?
You know, yeah.
Wow.
Alex Jones, that piece of
Well,
what. Oh,
not enough.
he's like stuck on the bottom of my shoe most days. But
I swear, everybody in Texas ought to have the legal right to wake up every morning, go to his house, and take turns slapping the shit out of that man.
I thought you were going to say this.
He only got a little over. They only got a little over 4 million. I don't like that. 4 million, really? They were asking 150. Yeah. Now here's the rub. I'm waiting to see what happens. This is the compulsory damage. $4 point something million. Tomorrow, I understand they're going to come back with punitive damages.
Oh.
That's what I want to see. How are you going to? Because 4 million in the world of Alex Jones, he could do that. That's not going to hurt him that much. All he has to do
is start crying on the airwaves.
He's already done bankruptcy and shit.
Money. Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah.
Where's my arrow?
Bernadette slipped on her ice cream and fell into the bottom there.
I seen that. Slipped on an ice cube, went right down in there. Let me see. If anybody else wants to jump in there, just raise your hand. And let me know. Where were we before Bernadette slipped on the ice?
We were talking about Alex Jones.
Oh, Alex Jones. Yeah, the punitive damages. That's what I'm waiting on. And I'm just like, I'm like everybody else they've interviewed on TV and on every talking channel you see. What do you think they ought to happen to him? Everything they can do to him. Take away all his money, throw him in jail first of all. Anything they can do to denigrate that asshole, whatever it is, do it.
I think they should sew his lips shut. That's just my personal opinion.
I think they need to take his ass to the bank because they got his financial records.
Yes, they do.
They know that there are times in the last few years that this man's made over $800,000 a day
from his show. Yeah. From his show. Are you shitting me? Oh yeah, back when he was hot, chemtrails making frogs gay and all that stuff. But he moved up to the big time.
Yeah, that's no different than the church shows, where they ask all the old ladies to send their hard-earned Social Security money in or whatever.
Yeah, there's always
his attorneys really screwed up when they sent his entire phone data to,
and now the January 6th committee wants to see it.
But do you think they really screwed up, Bernadette, or did they hate him? Did it on purpose?
Well, they got up in court today and tried to, pass a motion and say, no, that was a mistake and they should delete that and all the rest of that. However, they had over 2 weeks to respond to the Sandy Hook attorneys receiving it and saying, hey, did you send this to me by mistake? And is there anything that you want to claim privilege on? And they never did.
Answered.
Yeah, exactly.
So right there in trial, that's when the lawyer looked right at him and said, as of 2 days ago, this is all open, free and open. And what is this shit that there's intimate conversations with Roger Stone? Okay.
Oh, well, Stone's been on his show, and Stone was part of January 6th. They're all interconnected. And I hope these dominoes keep falling until they get the big orange shitty stained one.
Especially Bannon and Jones.
All of them.
They talk.
All of them. Bannon, Jones, Roger Stone. You might as well put the general in there. All of them. And they all arrows at this point to Trump. All arrows point to Trump.
Well, the headline here that I'm reading, this is on CNN. It says Trump lawyers are talking with DOJ about the January 6th criminal probe, and in the little letters it said Trump's legal defense team has been warned. I'm sorry, my mouth ain't working. Trump's legal defense team has warned him that the indictments are possible. Sources tell CNN as the DOJ's probe has moved aggressively into the former president's orbit. I think we're going to get an indictment, and I do. I hope it comes organically out of DOJ by itself. Let's continue on with the committee's work.
Cipollone has been subpoenaed to the grand jury, so he's got to go up there and talk.
Yeah, I think the floodgates are going to open, baby. I don't think he's going to be a candidate in 24.
I think he's going to be busy.
I think he might be busy. He might be disqualified by that. And you know, it was.
He might be digging new plots.
I was going to say maybe we can dig another hole.
Yeah, yeah.
Get it ready.
Let's plow out the whole damn golf course. Get it ready.
And her brothers have talked to the state AG in New York, and they didn't plead the fifth.
Oh, what a tangle! We're fixing to. I swear. You know, I heard a discussion today, and it was it concerned Merrick Garland and what he was talking about. He was asked about how he felt, and I don't remember. It was on the radio, so I don't know what station it was or whatever. It was a news station interviewing Merrick Garland, and the question was put to him about the dangers of prosecuting a former president and having it look like it may be a political hit job, and that it is going to make a huge impact on the Republican side. The maggot crowd's going to go crazy, is what basically he was saying.
They're already fucking crazy, John. The danger is in not prosecuting him.
Well,
because then he stands above the law.
That is exactly what Merrick Garland said. That is exactly what Merrick, not in those words, but that's what he said. He said that if we are a nation of laws, then what else can we do but follow the evidence where it leads, and no matter who that person is or what political position they have held, the danger is not in prosecuting them and pissing off some people. The danger is if you don't prosecute, because if you don't do that, then it does rise that person to that level of being above the law. And we can't let that happen. So I took relish in his answer. I loved it, because he's saying outright that this is where the evidence is going. And if it so leads there, he didn't say we're going after Trump. He just said if it leads there, then they are under obligation to pursue that under indictment. So, baby, let's chalk up, man. The rodeo's fixing to kick off.
Which is another reason why we have to hold on to the presidency in 2024.
Indeed. But more importantly, we need the Senate in 22.
We need the Senate in 22.
That's where, because it looks like...
The presidency in 2024, if we don't hold the presidency, they'll kick Garland's ass out of there just as quick as
they will attempt
John.
to. They will attempt to. If
No,
the Senate...
they will.
I don't know if they can. That's an appointment.
He works at the pleasure of the president.
Yes. So Biden would have to fire him. I don't
if
think
we
Biden
don't hold the presidency in 2024,
yeah,
Garland will be out of there.
Oh yes. If a Republican, any Republican gets in there in 24, all of this shit's over. It's going to go in the history books buried, just like Black Wall Street was, and that people never heard. 50 years from now, nobody ever hear of it.
Yep.
That's what will happen. But what I'm more worried about is what will happen to this country.
And we can't sleep on this. We got work to do.
No. And
you can start
everybody on the line, babe.
For Blue and Sherry Beasley over in North Carolina.
Exactly.
SherryBeasley.com. Send her $2. Let's get this woman elected.
$2, $3, whatever you can send.
Yeah, whatever you can.
Put a notation on there. Blue Dots rule or something. Let me thank Nana Lovely, who came in with $2 donation and said, I wonder what J6 committee gets from Alex's texts. Ooh, they're so interested in that little tidbit of information that says intimate conversations with Roger Stone. Well, what do we mean by intimate? They're talking shit, and it's going to come out. So yeah, all of this is playing.
In the war room that night with Steve Bannon.
This is all going to come out, and that's what Merrick Garland was talking about. No one is above the law. They have to prove this out now. regardless of what it does, and this is what I mean by we deal with this now, we deal with it later. Merrick Garland charges Trump, and we go through this little hissy fit that the Republican Party is going to throw, but we deal with it now, not in a presidential election year. Because then shit's going to get deep, and it's going to get violent, because that's what the right is planning on. That's what this maggot crowd that still hangs on to him. They're not preparing for an election, baby. They're preparing for a fucking war. That's what they want. They'll take it by force. They tried once. Hey, they learned their lesson. They'll come back and try again.
Well, in the meantime, some of them are still going through the processes of, going to court and getting their sentences.
Yeah. Yeah, and that Bailey guy, or whatever his name was, guy that just got a little over 7 years, one of the 3%ers. Yeah, I think that sent a message right on down the line of people that are waiting to go in front of the judge. You better make a plea deal now,
was
baby.
it someone in Wisconsin, or was it here in Michigan that actually had gone and was at the Capitol, but they're running for something? I think
there's been lots of them doing that.
Yeah.
Jeanette Miller just said there's another one that just got a nice stiff sentence. Good. I hope they keep on going right down the line. Give them the maximum there was. This is not an accident. They weren't there just and got swept up into, no. These are the guys, the 3%ers, the Oath Keepers, the Proud Boys, these kind of assholes. They knew what they were doing.
I hear these guys when they get in the court and they say, oh, I was following Dear Leader and all the rest of that.
Yeah.
So here's the problem that I have with that, John. You're a grown-ass person, male or female. You're a grown-ass person, and you want a court of law to believe that you was just following somebody else's.
I was just following my leader. He spoke to my heart, and I knew it was the right thing to do, that I should storm the Capitol and attempt to grab Nancy Pelosi and hang Mike Pence. And are you shitting me?
We were just kidding. We didn't really mean to do it.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
No, you have to stand responsible for your own footprints. And if you took your footprints inside that Capitol building, your ass would be going to jail.
They'd make you. They hold you responsible for everything you do. So, turn about, baby. But
and if they try and do it again, I'm sure that the guns will be aimed at them a little sooner.
I feel like I'm almost going through withdrawals, really. Because I'm waiting on that next January. So I keep waiting every day to hear an announcement. Well, the January 6th committee is going to have another meeting.
Here's what gets me, and this one's been going on for a couple of days now, and that's all the missing text messages, whether they're from the Secret Service, the Pentagon, the Department of Defense.
Seems to be a clusterfuck of people who just couldn't hold on to their messages, and I don't think it's by mistake.
There's archival law that these people have broken because they work for us, all of them. And they should be archiving all their messages.
All of it.
There's a law
There's a federal records law. You can't just wipe that shit off and go, oh, well, we didn't think it was important. Bullshit. They knew. Especially around that date. Are you shitting me? But these people, these are Trump, most of them are Trump appointees.
Yes.
See, a couple of them are still in the damn Department of Defense. I think there's some problems there.
Yes.
I think illegal has already contacted their ass. But it's a running thing here. DOJ, the Secret Service, not having their text message. Are you shitting me? Especially when it's being questioned exactly what happened in that motorcade. And what was the Secret Service?
You think that the equipment that they used wouldn't be able to be erased?
I keep thinking.
Oh no, they're trying to say that they erased the equipment so that it can be recycled to the next person who comes on.
I get that part. That's what they're saying.
You know what?
I always thought there was a way they could retrieve that shit no matter what.
I said this the other day. I worked for a small ISP for over 10 years. One of the things that we had redundant servers on was the mail server, so that we did not lose mail. At any given moment, we could retrieve it. And so I cannot see our federal government operating on anything less than redundant servers.
That's what I'll keep thinking. There's a way to retrieve those messages.
The only way that they're not retrieved is they're not uploaded to the server in the first place. Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
So, what does that
They
mean?
could.
That means
take,
eventually we
look,
should be
John,
seeing those text messages.
we pulled a laptop that was stolen out of the freaking river that had been there for over 3 months. Pulled that hard drive off of there and was still able to get data off of that hard drive.
I'm a little
So
more
don't tell me
interested
that
in
just
what's on
because you
those
erase-
phones and those text messages than I am on Hunter Biden's laptop.
Yeah. What are they hiding?
I don't think Hunter
it's a
Biden's
cover-up.
laptop has anything about insurrection or overthrowing the government or anything like that. I'm
No, it's a
suspecting.
simple cover-up. We don't have to
I'm
look far to see
suspecting
what
there's
the
a
fuck is
reason.
going on.
And the only thing that the public can really do is just assume that the reason that all these text messages are coming up missing is because they show something.
They got something to hide.
Yes, because we can't forget, and neither is DOJ. They're not forgetting, and neither is January 6th committee. This was not about the people who stormed into the Capitol. Those are just the minions, the pawns, the outer shell.
Look.
It's the inner core.
To you. If the FBI wanted to go after you, saying you robbed a bank and you had a couple buddies and
Right.
y'all talked through your phones and all the rest of that, they would, even if you erased your phones and flushed them down the fucking toilet
That's
like
still gonna.
Trump tried to do, they would pull those phones and get those messages. See, because when you erase something off of a hard drive, and these phones are just little mini computers, it doesn't go away until something else is not just, it has to be recorded in that same spot. So you have multiple layers of shit going on there. And even if something is recorded, they can dig underneath it and get the original thing that was in that slot in the first place. I've seen
They
this
prove it
shit
all the time.
happen, and I know that there's technology out there to do it all the fucking time. The FBI does it to criminals all the fucking time.
So we should be seeing
This is
this.
a cover-up.
That's what it's looking like. And,
Well,
and
part
that
of
is
it is
being addressed
getting it
because
out
Congress
there.
has already written a letter to the Inspector General of Homeland Security telling him, hey, buddy, hit the road, Jack, because you're not doing your job and we don't have any faith and justice in you. So get your ass gone. That's what they've already.
Ray,
That's what they need to
Christopher
do.
Ray, he's a Trumplican, a leftover Trumplican.
That's what
You
he needs
all
to
these
go.
people that are heads of these freaking agencies that are.
You can't
Can't
ask
find
the
their
fox to
text
guard the
messages.
hen
Thank
house.
you.
And that's
But
what they're
thank
trying
you.
to do. They're trying to
The
get these
lack
people
of
to stand up.
evidence is evidence.
What's that?
The lack of evidence is
Yes.
evidence.
Yes.
And that's-
The mere fact that it was destroyed or attempted to be destroyed.
The idea that they're just putting that out there, that is the message, that the lack of evidence is evidence. And yes, we probably can dig it out later. But we want everybody to know exactly what it is that happened, that it's been erased. That's a
Right.
very important message to have out there.
And I want to send out a thank you to Timothy Silva Jr. He came in with a $10 donation and he said it all. He said it all. Viktor Orban received a huge standing ovation at CPAC today. Those traitors want a Christo-fascist nation like Orban has put in Hungary. We must defeat these fascists in 22 and in 24. That's what it's about, baby. Because that's where they're going. Have no doubt. We've seen it. They are not interested in democracy. That's how come you've seen so many laws across this country being passed on restricting voting rights, narrowing it down, gerrymandering the shit out of this. They're not interested in democracy, baby, of representative government. They want an authoritarian dictatorship here, a fascist government, and with just hints of theocracy thrown in just to make the evangelical Christians happy. And boy, did I read something about the words evangelical Christian. I don't want to get off on that tangent, but boy, howdy shit, it just really brings it home sometimes, man. The words, what the words, how people describe themselves. An evangelical Christian, in my book, has become another name for Trumper. And I don't believe.
It's a dog whistle now.
It is. It's sad. And Nana Lovely, our own Tammy Ames, came back with another $2 donation and said, unfucking believable. Ain't it? Ain't it?
Yeah.
Every day is like we find stories that you just think to yourself, Unfucking believable. But it's not as bad as when Donnie was in office. So we're moving in the right direction. And now it talked like the headline that said that the DOJ is talking to Trump lawyers about, the possibility of, hey, you're going to get indicted, buddy. That should lighten us all up, and it should all make us feel a little bit more confident in our system. Because that's what's really on the test here. If we do not prosecute him, then this whole law and order and justice and all that shit kind of goes out the window.
What's the point?
If you expect the common man on the street to believe in that, then prove it to him. Prove it to her. Prove it to all of us. That the law stands regardless of who you are. And that's the test that this country, and we are going to, and I'm, every headline I read, I just see closer and closer to, yes, we're going to have an indictment against him. Yes, he's going to be prosecuted. And yes, he could be found guilty. Then what? Then jail, baby. That's my book, jail. But is it going to cause social unrest?
And help with this shit, I heard somebody say that he can't go to jail because he has Secret Service. You know what? If he's going to jail, he should be stripped of his lifetime Secret Service. Take his fat orange ass on to jail and reassign the Secret Service guys.
I'm not too concerned about. You'll be safe. Don't worry. There'll be bars all around your ass.
We'll be putting him in a special padded cell anyway. So.
But then Jeffrey Epstein was in a cell too. Things happen, buddy, in prison.
Jeffrey,
what can we tell you?
If you go by way of Jeffrey, I'm cool with that.
It makes you wonder if Donnie Boy did end up in prison somehow, knowing the kind of person he is, and he would flip on anybody to make a deal.
Yes, he would.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm not saying. I'm just saying it.
Because nothing is ever his fault. It wasn't him.
No, it's not him. No matter what it is, he'll blame somebody else. He'll throw his own kids under the bus. He don't care.
Yeah.
Eric, hey. Ooh, I'm sorry, Eric.
His ex-wife in a hole in the ground at his golf club.
That's pitiful every time I think of that. That is so Trump. That is exactly who that little disgusting bastard is.
Now, the good news is he gets to visit her every time he golfs now.
You reckon he even looks over? No.
He probably has to go near it. I don't know.
He probably says, "Thank you, baby."
Yeah, thank you, baby. I'm wondering, they got plots picked out for Eric or, Ivanka or Don Jr. Who's at who was the number two?
All behind the bushes.
Wait,
in the
who
corner
was number
in the dark.
two? Which one was number two? I forget her name.
What?
We have
Marla Maples.
Marla Maples. That's who it was. Maybe she'll get a spot there. I reckon. Shit.
The quiet daughter.
Nothing speaks louder to that man's character than the way he conducts his life, his whole life.
Tiffany?
Yeah, I don't know. You don't hear much about Tiffany very much. I think she tries to lay low.
She doesn't want to be.
She's wanting to enjoy the money without all the problems, I think. It's just sad. Everything that man has done in his life, I don't give a shit what it is. Well, he's got lots of money. Yeah, he sold his ass. None of those buildings around the world belong to him. He just licensed the name. That's it. He sells his name, and he makes his name sound like it's worth something. And really, it's not.
He's got access to somebody's money somehow.
Always somebody's.
Russian oligarchs like to have things done for them.
Be careful.
Well, he gave $200 million to, was it Phil Mickelson? Is that the right name, to be his golf base?
That's what I think Phil Mickelson got from the Saudis.
Yeah, but you have to understand the Saudis gave him big money to play there.
They are paying big bucks to tempt these guys in there, and it's showing you where their character is. Where their integrity is. Money is more important than anything else.
$700 and $900 million to do the same, and he said, "No, thank you."
Yeah.
Yeah, Tiger Woods ain't going in there.
People have integrity.
They do.
He don't need their money. Let me thank Nana Lovely, who came in with another $2. Said January 6th viewing in September will be epic. I'm waiting like a junkie. It's like, come on, baby. I know you're there. Come on, where's my dealer?
Yeah.
I am. I'm just.
Stacking up more
I'm
stuff is
ready.
what they're doing. Oh, looky there. Let's grab that too.
I just wonder what's happening in the background right now because they alluded to it last time they were on that when Liz Cheney was talking about the dam breaking. Every day they're having interviews with people, and the headline today about
Right.
DOJ having discussions with Trump lawyers. Yeah, there's
See,
some
for me,
major
those
shit.
would be the more interesting texts to read right now. Is between all of the committee.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'd love to see. I'd like to see. Oh shit. Alex Jones's, but I'd also like to see the text messages between the January 6th committee members.
Yep.
That would be telling. But we see little hints out there. Kinzinger was on there the other day on the shows talking about it.
They're dropping nuggets.
They're
It's
dropping
good.
little shit here and there, just keeping people interested, reminding them of what's on the horizon.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for the show, baby. I would really, and that headline gives me a little hope. I would really like to see some movement from DOJ publicly on Trump. And I'd like to
Right.
see it this month just because, before the midterms. I'd like to have it well before the midterms. Because I think if it gets too close to the midterms, I don't know. If it gets
Well,
too close
yeah.
to midterms, the Republicans are going to start screaming it's political.
But it's all political.
It is.
I mean, it really is. It's about politics. How can it not be
How
political?
can it not be about it? It's about the presidency of the United States and
Right.
dereliction of duty in an attempt to overthrow a duly elected government, which is what he
But
tried
a year
to do.
ago,
And is still
we
trying.
were all waiting for the committee to hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, and now we see what they've been working on and what they've been doing and how
Yeah.
well they've been doing it. I'm glad they took their time. It's been
I
very
don't-
well thought out.
There's
very,
not a maggot that can crawl out of
specific.
under any rock and talk about this because about the January 6th committee just being a witch hunt or something. Because every one of the witnesses have all been Republican and all within the circle.
Well, that also. But what I was getting at was I think Merrick Garland
Uh-huh.
might be doing the same. He's getting a lot of information. They're doing his work for him, and now he can pick and choose what he needs to do out of that. So he's going to be very methodical and roll along at that. And I don't know if in his mind whether it's going to be a factor about, the
Brian-
22 midterms or whatever, but he's going to move
Brian
along in a
Champagne just
methodical way
reminded
also.
us that who cares? It was done to Hillary 8 days before an election.
Thank you.
That's true.
And let's
That's true.
not forget, Georgia is on his ass.
Oh, George is on his
Okay.
mind. You reckon George is on his mind?
Mhm.
And I'm not talking about a song.
Georgia.
Yeah. The walls are closing in all around him, I think. And
Yeah.
and I think with every passing day, there are fewer and fewer Republicans willing to stand up for him, which forces the question. By the time we get to the election and all this stuff is to the midterms here, what are these maggots going to look like? The ones that are still holding on now. The ones that are
Well, I'm
still.
hoping he's going to take down some of
Those
these
idiots in Arizona.
Yeah, that's who I'm talking about. The idiots in
Right.
Arizona.
idiots in Arizona.
What are you going to do when shit hits the fan and he's proven to be who he is? They wouldn't accept it anyway. What are we talking about? It doesn't matter.
They're not going to believe it anyway,
No,
John.
They're
You're
just
no,
absolutely
they're
right
not.
about
It's all
that.
fake
It's a
news and they'll
stupid. It
twist
was a
it some other
stupid premise to
direction.
even discuss because they don't really care. They're all happy if
they
he's
don't.
guilty. They don't care if Donnie did steal the election. They'd be fine with that, as long as he comes
He
out
said
on
it
top.
himself.
Yeah,
He could walk down Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody, and they'd still vote for him, and
Yep.
they will.
and he called him out on that, and he's right. That's who the
He
maggots
killed
are.
1 million people with
Doesn't
COVID.
matter. They worship the ground he works on, the farts that come out his ass. They sniff it up like
Well-
it's cocaine.
All of those guys that hung in there, still standing behind him, are waiting. They'll throw him under the bus and say, "Oh, well, it was all him. He did
Yeah.
it. It was all him."
Yeah.
And they'll move on and move forward, you know. And
I'm only guilty of believing in my president. No, you're guilty of being a dumbass.
well,
'Cause
they're only doing
everybody
what
else
he would
saw
do
it.
to them. Everybody gets
Pat
thrown under a
Maloney
bus.
goes in front of the grand jury, I think there's going to be some changes made.
Yeah.
I'm banking on it, baby. I'm
Mhm.
banking on it. That's what we need. You
That
know.
is what we need.
And that's our job, is to change it. That's what this whole thing is about. That's what it's been about for 6 freaking years. To
And
make
all these
change.
primaries is just finding out which maggots are running. That's all they are. I mean, here in Michigan, I didn't even need to go over and vote. There were no Democrats that were running opposed in their own party,
Mhm.
right? And so
I
the only
saw
thing I
that.
really needed to vote on was a millage election.
Uh,
So
where was
there
it?
were a lot of Democrats that I think probably stayed home if they didn't have other issues in their district to vote on,
I saw a story
because they
somewhere.
didn't really need to pull a point at all. It was all about which maggot was going to be running against the Democrats,
I think it
and they
was
narrowed
about,
it down.
I think I heard a story. It was on the radio when I was in the car. They were talking about, I think it was Wyoming, and I think it was about Liz Cheney. It was talking about people in Wyoming, which Wyoming is a Republican state. It's going to go Republican, but there are Democrats that do live there, and there was these Democrats that were thinking about switching their vote to Republican, or their identity over to Republican, so they could vote for Liz Cheney in the
Oh.
election, and get a bunch of Democrats to go over and try to vote for Liz Cheney to give her
It
the
happened.
boost. I thought, well, now, if you know there's not going to be a Democrat, and there won't be in Wyoming, it's going to be a Republican. It comes down to what Republicans. So that's what this group of people were doing in Wyoming, I believe it was to try to get people to switch party affiliation so they could vote for Liz Cheney in the primary, which is coming
Well,
up
and
pretty soon.
if it's like here, I mean, it's you just got to vote a straight ticket
Yeah.
in a primary. You don't have to declare yourself anything. You don't have to.
Don't you have to ask for, here in Texas, when you go to the primaries, you have to say, are you want the Democrat ticket or the Republican ticket?
No, it's all on the
the
same one. You
primary.
can
No?
only you
can
know,
only vote
darken the
for
one
one.
side.
I don't know.
Pick your side, but nobody asks you.
There's one
what
of them
you
I know
are or
because
what-
I've been asked, Democrat or Republican? Democrat, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, here
Okay.
you have to vote in the Democrat primary or the Republican primary, but you can't vote in both.
And you don't have to be registered in any of the
No,
party
no.
either. You just
I would just, I guess, just declare that I don't know. I always vote Democrat anyway, and
yeah.
so I've never faced that, but I don't know the laws. But that's what this conversation was about. And Bill Jones is saying it's an open primary in Wyoming, which means anybody could vote in any primary on either side. So I think it's a push to try to get Democrats to go in and vote for Liz Cheney in the primaries, to try to at least retain her, at least retain the dignity of Liz Cheney as far as that goes. Because
Yeah.
you know it's
Let's see what they
I don't know who
they pull off. That would be great.
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
great.
well.
Nothing else. We know
It's
we
a
have
plan.
at least one sane Republican.
It's a plan, so you know, they're out there trying. The only thing I didn't like that some Democrats did is they put money behind some Republican candidates, trying to get the worst one in through the primaries, which I just don't. I don't like that game. You know, why
Oh.
waste your money on any fucking Republicans?
Right.
You know, but,
Yeah.
yep, smart ass squad. Trump sandwich, white bread full of bologna with a Russian dressing and a small pickle. And we don't want nothing to do with his ass anymore. I want to see him just flush down the toilet system of life. You know, I want to see him end up in prison right along next to Alex Jones and Roger Stone. People like that. People who deserve it.
Yeah,
we
they won't
can
even have
make a
to
list
text,
though
talk between the bars.
of people that need to be in there, and it would contain a whole lot of Republican senators and congressmen in my book. Oh,
Well, if nothing else, it will set a precedent so that some of this will just
all good.
stop.
All good. They're so cute. They're all black or black and white. I got one black and white one, but I think it's got some gray in it. I'm talking about my
Kittens?
my babies. Yeah, I got new babies. So, but Mama's
But she
doing it.
turned those little things out fast, didn't she?
I mean, well, yes, she did, but I watched the whole thing all day. I saw every one of them come out. First one happened at probably about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, because she was acting strange, just meowing and kind of rolling on the floor. So we had a laundry basket with some towels and stuff and ready, and so I picked her up and I put her in there. And when I did, she stayed. And so I was sitting there watching her, and she's screaming around. And next thing I know, here comes number one. And so I had texted Tyler, who was at work, and Tyler really loves this little cat. And number one. And then it was 2 hours later that number two,
Wow.
that number two came out. And I was starting to get concerned. Like, oh shit, I know there's more than just one in there. But yeah, it was about 2 hours later. Here comes another one, and then probably another half hour passed before number 3 and 4 came out, pretty much together, one right after another. So she was busy, just licking and just cleaning everybody up and whatnot. But I'm really impressed with her. And then just to add a little light to it, but was Vicky being involved, and a little bit just let her do it. She's in there licking the kittens too, and licking a little bit by the head, and she's not doing anything. She's not afraid of her or anything. Of course, a little bit and Vicky have been friends for a while.
Vicky knows what's up. She knows there's babies.
Yes, she
Babies
knows
in the
there's
house.
babies. There's babies in the house, but it's that big old pit bull and them little tiny babies. It's just so. I'll get a picture. I'll post them up as soon as I get a picture of them. I'll put them on my Facebook and stuff. I'll put them on Discord so everybody can see. But yeah, it makes you smile. I mean, I got to get to that point, and now I got to worry about, well, what are you going to do with 4 more cats, John? John will probably do what I do with all the other 400. Feed them. It's probably what I do. But I got to get some of these cats fixed. I'm telling you, the population around here will just go nuts. It's only so many. And then Marcia she sends me a video on TikTok. Look at this, and it's these people. I don't know who these people are. But you know what a tiny home is, tiny house?
Yes.
Yeah.
These people have a piece of property, and there's like 6 of these tiny homes. Each one of them, you're walking up to like you would live there. There's a rocking chair, there's a little table there with cats on it, whatnot. You walk through the door. There's no couch or anything, but there's lots of furniture for cats to sit on and play in and all. 6 of them, each house. I mean, shit, these cats live pretty damn good. And
Hey, John.
yeah, I ain't doing that.
YouTube chat is screaming credits.
I got him, didn't I? Yes, I got him going.
There you go. Okay.
I got him. There you go. I'm trying to stay on top of it. No, I didn't see anybody screaming about it. I thought I just hit it. Smart ass God said, "Oh, Vicky, I'm so proud of her. She is a good dog. That is the best dog, I swear. Just everything she does. She just
Red dog.
I'm in love with my dog. Yes, I'm in love with my dog. And all my dogs, but Vicky, she's wormed her way right into my heart. Anyway, I needed it. I need that. We all do in our life, one way or the other. But that and a reason to be here, and our reason to be here is to save the planet, save our country, save your state, save our society. Pick your topic, because that's what our ultimate goal is to save it all, because it looks like Republicans are really flush it all down the toilet. Can I pet that dog? I know what you're saying. I've seen that video. Can I pet that dog? Yeah, I think everybody's seen that. If you're on TikTok, you know what that sound is. Can I pet that dog? I'm telling you, you got to try it out. It's worth it. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming by tonight and joining the conversation on YouTube, on Facebook. This family stays together because of that conversation that goes in, and I get so tickled when I see y'all talking amongst yourself. It shows the family, baby. That's right, Jenny. the donkey for president. She'd do a fine job, I'm telling you. Anyway, Mr. Chick, thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate it
You're
tremendously.
welcome.
Had a great conversation. And Bernadette,
Yep.
thank you, darling, as always. I appreciate your voice so much. You know that. Anyway, you there? Oh, she's muted. She's probably too busy eating ice cream, you know.
No,
Yeah.
I was just saying, I thought I didn't know I was muted. I was just talking.
Thought she was just over there eating more ice cream.
I was just saying thank you to everybody who came in and donated to the show
Yes.
tonight. Appreciate
Thank
it very
you
much.
so
And
much.
everybody on Patreon, thank you so much for helping us out.
Thank you very much, because it pays the bills, baby, and we appreciate that
And-
tremendously.
And the 2 for 2s
And the 2 for blue,
blue.
let's do that one more time to
Cherry
remind everybody
Beasley.
that it's Cherry Beasley out of North Carolina, former Supreme Court Justice out of North Carolina for the state Supreme Court, Chief Justice, I might add. And she is on the ballot out there. We need to get behind her. We need North Carolina. We need to pick up a good 5 or 6, maybe 7 states, baby, if we try hard. Look what
Make
happened
it
in
happen,
Kansas,
y'all.
baby. We could make this shit happen. So, indeed, get behind Cherry Beasley, and let's help turn North Carolina blue, baby. And
All
because
right.
it is the best we can do for ourselves. If we can turn North Carolina blue, there's hope for all of us, baby. Anyway, mañana, it's Beer and Bud Friday, so please be free to put your beer on the ice, get ready to put the bud in the bowl, baby, and let's get ready to go into a good weekend and enjoy ourselves. But we'll be back here tomorrow for a Beer and Bud Friday. Until then, y'all take care of yourself and try to put a smile on your face and make somebody else smile. Maybe it makes you and make you feel good. See, we already got a donation to Sherry out there, so thank
There
you,
you
Michael
go.
Johnson, and indeed, y'all try to help her out, and we'll turn this thing around. Anyway, I love you. Thanks for being here. Y'all say good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Good night.